So the first thing we have to do is figure out exactly how we can test these. So here are some facts. First, the livable space inside your bunker can be any size depending on how much HQM you want to invest into your core. In the video, we'll simplify this with this 1x1 as our entire core. Since this will be in each of our bunker tests, it won't factor into the cost. Speaking of cost, let's figure out what we should test. But first, I want to talk to you about Raid Shadow Legends, one of my favorite games that is now both on mobile and PC. What is so good about this game, you ask? Well, first, there are 500 of these awesome collectible champions, all that bring a unique skill set to each battle. That, in combination with these artifacts, makes it one of the most strategic games ever. There are many areas to conquer within this game. One of my absolute favorites is Clan Boss. Here is where you can combine your champion skills and turn them into a team strategy while winning great rewards in the process. This is one of my favorite parts, so let's go in a little more detail. My first champion here boosts the turn meter of my team, which means they go quicker. This next guy attempts to decrease the boss's defense, and this third guy applies his poisons. Frozen Banshee then applies a poison sensitivity that increases the damage of those poisons. Our last champion provides ally protection and a counter attack since the boss's attack is coming and it's very strong. Resisted. Now I've been playing for a while, and this month is a great time to join as the much anticipated Doom Tower has just been added. This is a 120 floor tower with secret rooms, 12 incredibly cool bosses to defeat, and there's also 14 new champions on the way. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description to get this free Void Champion Bulwark, along with an XP booster, some energy refills, 50 gems, and even an ancient shard as soon as you sign in. By the way, all of that cool stuff will go right into your inbox. So what should we test? The first thing will be, well, the cost. How much material does the build actually use? Second, its strengths. In what way will your base benefit from building each of these bunkers? Third, its weaknesses. How many and what are the weaknesses of each bunker? Some of these will be numerical facts and some will be subjective. I will try to cover them all. And last, the footprint. What does this bunker do to the shape of your final base? So with all that in mind, let's look at our first one, the stability bunker. First, I'll quickly show you how to build it. Now the overall concept of this bunker is using a half-height floor to block this entry point. Since half-height floors can be stabilized by full walls next to it, we can avoid this by only allowing high foundations to touch the actual floor. The proper setup looks like this. Now unfortunately, the top of any foundation is a weak spot and can be broken using jackhammers. To avoid this, we need to cover them up like so and get it to where the raid cost to get to that weak spot is literally the same as raiding the actual bunker part, making it pointless. To make it the smallest and the same raid cost from every direction, it should be built just like this. By the way, the sides cannot be soft-sided. The way this bunker works is at the entry point here. To seal it off from a raider, we build a twig half wall followed by a triangle floor. Upgrading the triangle floor makes it 15 rockets to get in from the outside. The base owner, you, has the ability to spawn in the base and break this twig wall, which releases the floor and opens it back up. So for the criteria, it costs 514 wood, 150 stone, 0 metal, and 220 HQM to build. A couple of pros are, it's easy to build, it's easy to open and close, and it's easy to add one or more of these to any base design, pretty much. Some of the cons are, it's the most expensive out of the three, and it also requires a second floor entrance. Now generally, adding this to a footprint is very easy. It tends to line up with footprints pretty well, and it gives you a sense of adding it into the base instead of building a base around it, if that makes sense. The next bunker is the vault. This is basically a sealed off 1x1 with a box through the wall. The way this works is first you drop the loot into the box. Then what you have to do is respawn inside, which allows you to grab the loot from the box and store it overnight. This base is one of the, what I would call, extreme designs. I'll tell you why very shortly, but first I'll show you how to get the box through the wall. First, you have to build a square extension on the front. Building a roof will open the wall as long as there is no roof or wall on the side you want to open. Place the box and remove the buildup. And boom. Now let's get into some specifics. First, the cost. It's 625 wood, no stone, 50 metal for the shelves, and 138 HQM total. Now the pros. First, this is the cheapest bunker, that is 1 HQM wall from every direction, hands down. It's also the smallest, and this is probably the best for solos. Now that doesn't come without a big downside though. First, this is incredibly hard to build in a real server since you need a missing ceiling and wall just to get the box through the wall, and also you have to respawn every time you want in. This can be minimized as the bunker is really only for when you go offline, but it still does factor. Now as far as fitting this into your footprint, this is probably the easiest one to do that with. It's literally a 1x1 with no opening mechanism or extra stuff, which means it fits into any square foundation you have. While we're here, people always ask me what if this box gets broken. If this happens to you, you can simply put a drop box here on the wall and it works exactly the same, just with less throughput. If you want to see some really cool bases that I use this in, I have some on my channel, so I'll link them down below. Our final bunker is the roof bunker, my favorite. The idea of this is that you block off the base using a slanty roof, similar to how we blocked it off with the floor tile in the stability bunker. Before we go into details, let me show you how to build it. We start where we want the entrance to go and add a square foundation with a triangle on either side of it. Remember, the tops of the foundations are weak, so we must cover it up. Doing this keeps the raid cost at 15 rockets no matter what. A full wall goes opposite the raised foundation, and a roof of any material can go above. The slanty roof goes on the end, and this bunker is now 15 rockets from all directions. To open this, spawn on the bag inside and use a triangle roof in this position. This will create this gap for you to go through. First, let's go over the cost. It takes 313 wood, no stone, no metal, and 158 HQM to build. This puts this price right in the middle of the other two, but this one offers the most for the price in my opinion. Alright, so here are some pros. First, it has the most potential storage space since you could place boxes on the inside underneath the roof itself. 2, it has a failsafe if you add a shotgun trap facing through the hole, which no other bunker can offer you. 3, it's pretty easy to travel through. Okay, so here are some downsides to this one. First, the roof can be splashed from the outside along with the walls from multiple directions. I recently ran into this problem in one of my designs, but it can be done properly. Second, you cannot build anything in this slot up here or the bunker will just not open anymore. I've learned through the time that this side effect can be kind of a pain, but there are many ways to deal with it. 3, it does have to be open from the inside one time when you sign in, so if you have many people in your group, you may have to add more bags inside. Now I did speak of a failsafe earlier for this one, so let me show you what that exactly is. You can come inside and facing the opening, add this trap on the roof. Now if a person who is not authorized on the TC tries to enter, it will go off and close the bunker immediately. This concept alone makes this my favorite bunker. So what is your favorite bunker and why? Let me know how you would rate these 3 bunkers in the comments below. I do want to address the fact that for the last 1.5 months I haven't been posted as much as I would like. So let me tell you what I plan for the upcoming months. First, obviously, more frequent uploads. There's just going to be more stuff. I also plan on making the Discord a much funner place to be. I will be adding in some cool stuff to the Discord. If you have any ideas for that, let me know as I'm pretty much still a Discord noob. Also, there may be plans to put up my own build server and have competitions, but you'll have to let me know if that's something that y'all are interested in. So that's all I have for you now. See ya!